Hello, welcome to Dwarf Fortress Steam Edition. In this video I'm going to go over some basic things to get you started. I'm not going to go over specifics, mainly because most of the enjoyment of this game is experimenting and finding things out for yourself. So, without further ado, first thing you want to do is create a world. This is the basic, medium, 100 years, everything else medium, and mineral currents everywhere. It's up to you if you want to change things, but starting off, just for this, I'm going to go small, 100 years, that way it'll go pretty fast. Alright, so here we are at the world creation. It's not going to take very long. And there we go. So this is a very basic world, small. Not a lot of history, as you can see, just a few 7,000 historical figures. And then all the events that have happened in those 100 years. So what you can do now, you can return to the main menu, but we're just going to hit play now. Okay. So the main game right now is Fortress. Adventurer is coming soon. That's when you can play as one character and go through the world you created. A lot of things can happen. Legends is what you can use to read about everything that happened in those 100 years. But that's something that you guys can look into. We'll just go into Fortress. I recommend to use the tutorial, but for this, I'm going to skip it. And we're going to pick a spot. Now, it's up to you. You don't have to follow what I do. You don't have to follow anything. You can pick anything you want. But what I like to do, especially, nope, let's go back. As a starter, and what for myself, is make sure there's a river. So the easiest way to do that is find Embark location down here, this button. You can change anything you want to search for whatever you're looking for, but all I want is to make sure there's a river. And you can go through all of this to your heart's content to find a place that you'd like to begin. So I'm just going to search for a river. There we go. And then what I'm going to do is just right click. That'll take me out of that searching window. And it looks like all these places have a river. Anything in green. So that is fine with me. From there, I want to make sure there's some trees, just to make it easier. And I like temperate temperatures, so you can see all that stuff up here as you move your mouse around. Just as basic, there's way more to it than what I'm talking about right now. So I want some mountains, and I want some trees, which should be something right here. Grassland. So gonna click here. It's gonna zoom us in. This is, as you can see, everywhere there's a river. Now I want a river and some trees, so that's sparse trees. Sparse. It's not that big a deal for this. That's warm, sparse. So I'm gonna come back once I pick a place, and we'll be ready. All right, so I'm gonna pick this spot. What you wanna do is come down here to Embark. You'll get this little 4x4 square, which you can change if you want, but I recommend just doing this. You don't need a lot of horizontal space. And just fill this in and click. Go normal and play. All right, and here we are. We have brought our dwarfs to this Embark location. As you read through this, you will see what your government or this fortress is going to be called, which is Kekamat. Sorry, that's Keskalmat. Shoot Bend. And let's go ahead. So right off the bat, what you'll see are your starting dwarves, your starting animals, and all your gear right here in this broken down wagon. So the first thing you can do is click on any of your dwarves, learn more about them. And I suggest taking the time and doing that. It helps with the storytelling because you will fail and it's fun to lose. But the story that's created when you fail or on your way to failing is what this game is all about. So right now we're gonna zoom out, find the closest piece of mountain. As you can see, if you scroll with your mouse wheel, you can go up and down Z levels and even go underground. So right here, what we want to look at is this bar down here. This is your easy access. So if you want to mine, chop trees, harvest plants, and then smoothing and erasing any mining, wood cutting, plate gathering, and all that. So let's get into mining. So we come down here and you click on this pickaxe. And you find a spot where you want to start digging. You click and you can drag it around. What I like to do is just get inside there a little bit and click again. And currently it's paused, but we'll hit play. And you'll see your mining dwarf. Hopefully we have one. Yep. It'll start blinking. That's what they're about to mine. Now you can zoom into the action with the brackets on your keyboard. And just take a look at it. So they're going to mine this. And while they do that, we want to chop down some trees. So if you come down here to the tree chopping, you just click that. And click and drag. And highlight the trees you want chopped. Simple as that. And now, because dwarves do get thirsty, currently we want to designate a place where they can get water. So that's going to be this zone, which down here in the green, you're going to click on that. You'll see this pop up. We want to find water source, which is right here where it says water source. Click on that. Don't show me that again. Go away. And you can click and drag with this, or you can paint tile by tile with this, which I find easier on something this curved. So you just click and drag and just kind of paint an area. Doesn't have to be too big. And just come up here once you're done and hit accept. And then that's it. They've got a water source. They know where to get water. I think this one is fishing right now. Or just chilling. Let's see how our miner's doing. Alright, looks like our little tunnel's done. Next we want to do is make stairs. And now this is a lot easier than classic. It is a mining. So we'll come down here to the pickaxe again. We'll go over here to stairs. Dig a stairwell. We'll click that. And the way stairs work is you'll click where you want the stairs to start, and you can drag it how many stairs you want. You don't normally need many. So I'm just going to put 2 next to each other. And then don't click, just scroll up or down. So I'm going to scroll down here to a level where I want the stairs to end, and I'll click again. And it's that easy. And they'll start taking that out. Must be, oh, already hit the wall. We already hit the aquifer. Okay, so we did run into that. So, well, that's how stairs work. And that's how the game works. You'll run into things that you don't predict. Normally it's further down for me, but that's okay. We're gonna skip that. Now we want to make rooms, so we're not gonna worry about going down right now. It's not important. So to make rooms, you just want to mine. I'm just gonna move out so I've hit the edge of the world here. Just click. And what you want to do is move all of this into a stockpile, all your items. So we'll just start it here. And I'm actually going to come back once I make my rooms. So I'll see you then. All right, so I'm going to come back while my rooms are getting dug out and cover this real quick. It looks like our Fisher dwarf got a little carried away and just put a bunch of fish up here, which are going to rot. So I'm going to skip ahead to what I was going to cover later, and we're going to make a workshop. So I'm going to pause so these fish don't rot away. And then we're going to go down here to the build menu, which is this little hammer with 3 bricks. I'm going to click on that. I'm going to go up here to workshops. We're going to go into farming. And we're going to go over here to fishery. We're going to click that. And we're going to place it right here. And now we get to choose what it's made out of. It's not that big a deal. One thing you should know is that elves get mad if you use wood, but I think that's more if you sell wood to them, so this shouldn't matter. So we'll just choose ash logs. And we'll have them build that. And there it is. So when this is built, this is already in motion. So they will continue to prepare these fish, these raw fish, which will be great because they'll have food. All right. And we'll come back when everything is dug out. See you then. All right, welcome back. So my one miner is taking a while. So what I want to do is to speed this up is add another miner. I normally add my expedition leader. I don't think it really matters, but I'm going to hit U, and this will bring up the units. And I'm going to find my expedition leader down here. I'm going to click on this magnifying glass. That'll bring up their window. And I'm going to go over here to labor. I'm going to find miners, and I'm going to checkbox that. And as you can see, they just, if I click this little camera, I can follow him. He picked up a pickaxe and started mining. So while they're digging out this large area, which is going to be my stockpile, I'm going to zoom in here, and we're going to add a couple of workshops, as just like we did before. And what we want is a carpenter. Doesn't matter what we have, I just go with the closest. So as you can see here, distance is 0 for this, so that must be all of this right here. And distance does matter because that would take longer, obviously. And then what I like to do is get 2 stoneworker workshops, because you will have a lot of stone. And what, well, let's get one more thing in here, a mechanic. Okay, so while that's getting built, let me explain. The carpenter can make you beds. And then the stoneworkers will make everything else. So, not everything else, but they can make you doors. So we can make a rock door. And as I did that, I'll show you again, is add a new task. You can go up here and search and type in door. Just click rock door. Up here, so this check mark means that it's been assigned to a dwarf. This here, this little exclamation point, this means to do it now. That is a high priority task. And this here means to repeat the task infinitely or until it runs out of materials. Let's go over to the carpenter's workshop here. And we're gonna make a bunch of beds. Oh, looks like, whoops. Looks like our stockpile area is ready. So stockpiles are gonna be right down here. It looks like a little flag with a roped in area. And you click on that, and you come up here and click on the one with the plus to add one. And it's another click. And then drag and click again. For your first one, just put all. And they'll bring all the stuff that they can fit from the outside in. Okay. It's time to address the animals. So, what you want to do, what I like to do, I don't have to worry about the dogs or cats if we had any. But the bigger animals, the more wild animals, you'll want to put them in a pen, which will be a zone. So you're going to come down here to zones again. You're going to find pen and pasture. Click on that. Find a nice area with grass. Big open area. I have to give them some space, because when migrants come in, they'll bring more, most likely. We'll make an area just like we did with the fishing, or the water gathering area. And come up here, hit accept. Now you want to go to this little bunny with the plus and go to all the animals you want to put in the pen. So the reason I don't put dogs or cats, one, dogs don't really need to be in a pen, and cats will take care of vermin like mice or gerbils for some reason, or hamsters, whatever shows up. So those are good to keep there. And once that's done, you just unpause it, and any available dwarf will hopefully, not sure what you're doing. You're thirsty. Well, go get water, you weirdo. There's water down here. I told you where it was. Alright. So this dwarf is bringing the animals up to the newly made pasture. And the animals will start feeding off the grass. And that's it on that. Okay. Well, let's check on our carpenter. I don't see any beds up here. If you click on it, this window down underneath will show anything that's stored at the workshop. So we've got 5 beds stored at the workshop. So let's go ahead and put those in this room. This is going to be my dormitory, which essentially is a giant bedroom for everybody. So we'll go up to furniture, under the build menu, go to beds. Now when you're placing a bed, I don't really worry about the material. You can, you don't have to. I use closest material for this, and right here, keep building after placement. So when I do that, it won't get rid of the menu when I add the beds. Maybe I miscounted. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. Well, maybe one's not done. But any available dwarf will move those beds and place them in there. Let's go ahead and call this a dormitory. We're going to make another zone. We're going to choose dormitory and just highlight this area. And I messed up. If you do, that's fine. You just come back down here, fill that in, accept. And don't worry about this. Once they dig that out, you can expand it by coming up here. So if you're not selecting it, you go back into the zones. You click on the zone. You come up here to the plus, which says repaint. You don't really repaint it. You can just add on to it like that. But I don't want to do that. So let's see. Yeah, just get rid of this. So I'm going to erase. Okay. So don't worry if things aren't done being dug out. You can place your zone and extend that afterwards. All right, looks like they finished digging this out. Now what I want to use this for is a tavern, which will be a meeting room. But what we want to add is another workshop under farming, and we're going to make a kitchen. So just do that, bring it up here. And because I chose use closest material, it's not going to bring up another menu. So I'm going to right click to get out of that. And we're going to make another stockpile here. I like to put it right next to the food, and I leave another area for the still, which, as you can guess, makes drinks. So we're going to go up here and accept, make that only food. But what I want to do now is come over to this stockpile, click custom, which will make it a custom stockpile, and make sure food is not in that anymore. So I click on food, come up here, and just click none. And they won't store food in there anymore. They'll bring it over here. Now to make this a tavern, make it another zone. Go up to meeting area, highlight this whole area, hit accept, then come down here to this little hanging sign, and you can choose in tavern, library, hospital, temple, or guild hall from this menu. I'm going to do a tavern. And we want to come over here to this new button with the magnifying glass. You can have all visitors welcome, which means outside people can come into your fortress, use your tavern. It's not a good idea. You can also do citizens, long-term residents only. But to play it safe, we'll just do citizens for now. And there you go. Now what this will do is, instead of them meeting by this area here, they are going to migrate over here, and when they're not doing anything, they will be just chilling out here. So they're not outside. They don't like being in the rain, so this helps with that. Okay. And that is really what I do to get started in my fortresses. There are obviously more specifics you can get into. There is some automation later in the game. But this should hopefully get you started. I hope this helps. And if need be, I will have another video with a little more specifics. Probably a shorter video. But thanks for watching. Hope it helped. Hope you enjoyed. I'll see you next time.